Here we go. No, because if you do, you're not going to be able to follow along. So guys, what I want to do is I want to show you how to do this, but here's the scoop. You are going to very quickly be able to create graphs using a spreadsheet. The trick is creating a graph that actually meets the requirements of the task you're trying to accomplish. And guys, that's where this gets tricky, and that's where I'm going to struggle. It's all in the customization of the graph. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up Sheets right here. And guys, we're just going to open up a blank spreadsheet. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to populate our data into this graph. So guys, I don't have data in front of me. Is time on the left or is volume on the left? Go look at your data. I'm just going to hijack somebody's data. So volume is first. Is that true? Okay, so volume. Guys, what's that? Yeah, so that's the volume. And then guys, we've got time over here, right? And as you're doing this, a word to the wise, put your units on your headings, because if you try to put units on your data, it won't let you graph it because the computer thinks it's a word and not a number. Just a second, Emma. So this is time, and that's in seconds, right? Okay, Emma, go ahead. Oh, so you did the subtractions and you calculated the differences? Okay, I'm super confused. Okay, so let's look together. Okay, so, but all you're doing is you're calculating the middle number by subtraction, right? So which one of those are you graphing? Yeah, the middle column. You're graphing volume, not the burette readings. Yes, it's volume versus time. So, Emma, while we're at it, and so long as we're talking, why don't you give me a set of your data? Is it really that easy? Let me show you a trick. You guys ready? 0, 2, 4, and 6, and so on. Guys, what you can do is you can actually highlight that set of data, and then if you grab this little dude down here in the corner and drag it, it will actually, it finds the pattern in the numbers and it extends it. I know, right? It's just like computers. So how far did you go? 14? Okay, so we'll delete these two pieces of data. Then looking at your time, what do you got? Or, yes, time, right? Well, your initial time is 0 when there was 0 volume. Oh, wait a second. Yes, you're right. So this is your time 0. Okay. Now keep going. Okay. 1:26? So 86 seconds? Yeah, that's okay. We're just trying to figure out how to graph it. Give me more data. 182. Okay. Okay. So guys, whether this is going to create let's just play with the numbers. So first of all, understand that many times when you are creating data tables like this, while the data table is the foundation for your graph, it's also information that you might need to report in a write-up. So guys, in order to do that, if you're going to make this your data table, that looks like crap. So guys, what you need to do now is you need to start thinking about formatting. So when we format a data table, typically what we will do is, first of all, we will center our data. Then typically what we will do is we will take these headings and we will underline them so that they stand out. So we'll underline this, and now we have a data table that makes sense. Then what we can do is we can highlight this thing and copy it. And then if we go over to, will it let me do this from here? Can I just open let's just open a new window. And guys, if I come over here and if I go to Docs, I can create a blank document and I can paste this data table into the right out of the spreadsheet. My suggestion to you is when you paste these, do not link them, because if you do, then if you change the spreadsheet in your document, it changes it over in your graph as well. But guys, you can paste that in and you've got a good looking data table that you can put right in a lab report. Okay? But guys, please, when you do this, don't let this be raw. Formatting counts, so make sure that you're doing that. Okay, so now what we're ready to do is we're ready to graph this data. And guys, in order to do that, all that we're going to do is we're going to select our data. Now the question is, do we also select the headings? And there isn't a right answer to that. And to be honest with you, I don't know in Sheets. Do you guys know? In Excel, you can grab these headings and it will automatically make it the units for the axes. Let's try it and see. And then at that point, guys, we're going to go to Insert and we're going to go to Chart. Now, guys, this is where it just dumped it in there for us. Okay. So, guys, as we do this then, it did do it wrong. So guys, we've got all sorts of issues with this thing. Yeah, and so we first of all know that it's backwards, and we've got all sorts of things that we need to correct. Now guys, it's at this point that frankly, I'm going to struggle. So let's fiddle around with it and see. So over here on the right-hand side is where we have all of the information about the graph. So guys, the first thing that I don't like is I don't like that it drew in this line. I don't like the type of graph. So I think if I go to Setup, I can choose a different kind of graph. And guys, I do not want a line chart. I want an XY scatter chart. I want that. Because that line is not actually the information I'm looking for. I want the best fit line. Now understand, you can draw a best fit line into a line chart, but the problem is sometimes the line masks the best fit line, so I would rather have this be an XY scatter chart. So now that we've done that, now we need to figure out what we can do to switch our data. And guys, do not switch on switch rows and columns. That actually, well, watch. That's a mess. Right? Whoa! Oh crap, how do I go back? Where did it go? Here we go. There we go. So guys, actually what we need to do is we need to switch our data between our X and our Y axis. So the X axis is obviously the X axis, and then the series is what's the Y axis, and we need to switch these. So what we typically can do is click here, and okay, here we go. And we can switch the x-axis to time, and now it's time on both, and so it's just a 45-degree angle. And then on series, we can click on that, and our series then needs to be volume, right? There's our graph. Good? And did it change this? It doesn't really matter. But it works for now. So then, guys, we've got our time, we've got our volume. Is that right? Oh, it didn't change it. Okay, so now we need to go back and figure out how to change those. Right. So we've got the right data. We just need to change this. We know that we've got the right data because this ranges through 400, which is nonsensical for our volumes, but does make sense for time. Yeah, so what we can do is we can just click on this, but that feels a little... And that's what we want to do. Where do you see it? Here? Oh, I guess maybe we do just have to strong arm it. So this would be time in seconds. And then do you see... Oh, then let's click on this. And then this would be volume, which I think we could have done just by clicking on it. Volume and... So I'd like to point out as you watch me struggle, does it now mean even more to you that I typed up all those ice boxes, seeing how bad I am at this? Just saying. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, it's horrible. I have huge social tensions about typing publicly. So guys, now we've got this graph actually in the format that we need. One of the things I don't like is I don't like where that title is. And I know that seems a little OCD, but I wonder if I can center it. It'll come back. Yeah, right here. And center. Hey, now I feel better. So now guys, the last thing that we need is a best fit line. In theory, I think we can just click on the series. And then over here, we should have the option for a trend line. That's it. Now, if we're really lucky, this will also give us the equation for the trend line. Do you see it? Okay, so whenever we get stuck, we simply do this. So, Google Charts equation for... Oh, look at me type. Come on. A linear trend line, straight line. You can hover over the trend line to see the equation. I'm hovering, baby. I'm hovering. Get the equation of a linear trend line. Here we go. I'm pretty sure we don't want to have to write that. A linear trend line, straight line. In the chart below, okay, you can see a linear trend line on a scatter chart comparing good. You can hover over the trend line to see the equation. False. That's really interesting, you guys. Okay, so let's see if we get any better answers. Select the label drop-down menu and select Use Equation. So hold on. Here, help me think through that. Select the label drop-down menu. Format. Legend. Where? Oh. Boom. There we go. And so guys, that is our slope right there. That's all you've got to do in order to generate these things. And so really in the time that took us, and then what you can actually do is this, if you'd like. And by the way, also, you can copy this into your... So yeah, remember how we created that sheet and or that doc, and we copied that in? Well, guys, you can also similarly copy in graphs. So paste it unlinked, and there's your graph. The trick in doing that, though, and this can be frustrating, is if you click on the body of the graph, all you're going to get is the body of the graph. You want to click here so that it's actually the entire border of the graph, and then it's just Control-C, and then it's just Control-V, and you can paste it. So what was I know what I was going to show you. Then, guys, we need to do 4 of these, right? So what you can actually do is go down here to the bottom, and it says sheet number 1. You can actually click on this arrow, and you can go duplicate. And now we have another sheet, change the data, and this graph, you've already formatted the graph. So this graph is all set up. You change the data, and it does it automatically. So, guys, and again, you just duplicate this thing 4 times, and you're off to the races. Not bad, right? So, what are other things we could talk about?
To find the actual rate, does it have to be aligned with the dots, or could we just use like 100 and 300 and then use the equation to find these actually, or to find the y's?
No, so hey guys, hold on. Donnie's got a question. He said to find the rate, can we what?
So, can we just use like 100 and 300, for example, since those are easy numbers, and use the equation to find the y's?
You could, but understand you don't need to. This is the slope. This is in y is equal to mx plus b format. So the slope is right there. And that is so this number right here, 0.027, is 0.027 milliliters per second. You've got the rate. So guys, one other thing, because you're going to need to do this, right? You've already got this data chart. It's in your lab. But what you need to do is you need to then print these graphs. All you've got to do is click on the graph and then go to print. And we should be able to ditch the data chart. And just, no. And that's actually what I was going to suggest is, guys, in Excel, you can really easily do this, but maybe the easier thing to do here would be to copy the graph and then create a doc. Where's docs? Create a doc and then just drop this drop the graph in the document, and then guys, you can grab this, you can move it around, you can make it bigger, and then just print this, and now you got your graph, right? The thing I would suggest you do, though, as I'm thinking about this, is in your graph where you've got your title, you might want to make this say like trial 1, or solution 1, or however you do that. But guys, really, once you set this up, you just duplicate that sheet 3 times, plug in your data, and you're done. Yeah? So guys, let's do this. Let's unlock the computers, log into those things, and do you want to try this?
Yeah.
Go do it. Go do it.